City2Shore real estate is based on the principle that building long-lasting relationships with their clients is more important than personal short-term gain. Our vision is to grow a global real estate company that is known best for nurturing agents and employees to be successful, while being an integral contributing factor in their communities. We strive to satisfy customers by placing their needs before our own. Create environments in which people can thrive and operate with integrity while making a solid impact in their communities of the stakeholders. Build goodwill and trust. Show appreciation by creating atmospheres that are joyful, rewarding, encouraging, fun, and irresistible. Offer opportunities for people to grow beyond what they ever thought they could do, taking ordinary people and making them extraordinary. Provide a support structure that helps people to maximize their income and grow long-term revenue streams while allowing them to enrich their lives. Develop top-notch agents by providing assistance, systems, and tools so agents concentrate on profitable activities. Above all, we're committed to building a company that inspires people to live ethically and honorably in the communities in which they live and serve. By doing so, City2Shore Real Estate will become the most recognizable and sought-after real estate company in the world.
Can everybody please take their seats? We're going to get started here in just a second. Please take your seats.
What's wrong with being confident? What's wrong with being confident? It's time to get the change out. Is it tongue tied up? 'Cause it's not round and I'm dangerous and you can get out. But it's all about me tonight. So you say I'm complicated. Did I must be out of my mind? You had me underrated, rated. What's wrong with being confident? What's wrong with being confident?
Welcome. Welcome, everyone. Who's excited? Awesome. You guys having fun?
Who's enjoyed the breakout sessions earlier? Raise your hand.
Awesome.
Everybody getting a lot of information out of it? good.
Good stuff. Well, we are so excited. Are we excited, Rennie?
I'm excited. It's a great day to be part of City2Shore,
It's been amazing,
isn't it?
hasn't it?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, it's good.
Yes, we are so excited to have you guys here. This is our first annual, you guys, and you know what? They could never, if somebody's not here today, they can never say that they were at the first annual conference.
It's like my boy Jeff always says, you're the original OGs, right?
The original, yes. All right. Every one of you guys here are the original OGs, the first ones at the conference, and we are so excited to see you. And the thing is, Rennie, we couldn't have done this without our incredible team.
Absolutely. They really stepped up. I mean, there's a lot to do.
I would like to recognize our team. Whoever is on our team, and I know some of them are standing around the edge, I want you to come in so they know who you are. But if you were on the team to plan this event, to help recruit sponsors or vendors or do any of the planning, please stand up right now if you were on our team to plan this event. Give them a round of applause. Awesome. I know you guys are amazing. I don't see Lori's not in the room.
Lori's
there
right there.
She is. There she is. That lady, another round of applause right there.
Absolutely. Couldn't do it without you.
So great. And this event would not have come off if it was just up to me to do it, for sure.
Absolutely. Takes a team.
Yes, it does. So we've had a lot of new things happen this year.
It's been a big year.
It has been a
really
big year.
Absolutely.
One of the things that we had happen this year, and I mean, we've had it for almost a whole year now, so you guys probably don't really even realize that it was new, but C2S Drive.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know how much of you guys are using C2S Drive, but it literally has everything you can think of in there when it comes to social media. If you haven't been in there, go in there. It has everything from Facebook posts to Instagram posts to banners, anything you can, and luxury brand it has in there now.
Yes, it does. Yeah, we'll be talking about that in a minute. But like I said, you said, it has all these different social media posts, things that they can use, all of the logos and the colors and the branding. So it's very easy for you guys to create marketing materials, and a lot of them are already done for you.
You can edit them right in.
You can edit them and everything, which is really cool. So that was one of the things that was new this year that we started right at the beginning of the year. One of the next things that we did, and this was really huge.
This was a big deal.
And is our new websites in KV Core.
And one thing we recognize at City2Shore is this, we want to be the best when it comes to everything that we do. So that's what we strive for. So we went on a search for one of the best platforms that we could find out there. Shout out to our franchisees in Florida. Daryl kind of brought it up to us. He's like, hey, you guys got to take a look at this. So we got to do a shout out to him for that. Making us better and thriving.
Right there, buddy.
Trying to make us better, which is great. Absolutely.
Yeah. And so, for you and I to sit here and explain what KV Core is,
too much.
There's too much. So we've got a video, so watch this.
Agents. At the heart of every successful real estate deal is you. You're the local expert, the master relationship builder. You're the superhero making home happen. But while you're busy working for your clients, who's working for you? You're pulled in a million directions and don't have time to juggle a dozen different tools or be glued to your desktop all day. It's time to take back your life with KV Core, the #1 ranked real estate platform that works for you 24/7. With KV Core, you'll have everything you need to manage and grow your business all in one place. Start your day with a complete view of what to do and who to talk to, right in the palm of your hand. See your hottest opportunities, prospects who saved a home on your website, viewed a market report, or responded to a campaign, so you'll know exactly where to focus your time. You can respond instantly with a built-in dialer, mass texting, and video messaging powered by BombBomb. With KV Core, you'll have a private platform that puts every aspect of your business all in one place. Ready to put your business growth on autopilot? While you're busy taking care of current clients, KV Core is working as your powerhouse virtual assistant, responding to new leads, nurturing your sphere, and generating repeat and referral business. KV Core drives 5 to 10 times more engagement by responding to contacts based on their behavior. Did a prospect start searching again after going dark? They'll get an email from you with similar homes, automatically. Did they save a property as a favorite? They'll get a text from you with more info, automatically. Did a past client just change jobs? They'll be on your mobile dialer app for a phone call today, automatically. The last thing your clients need is another boring drip campaign. KV Core uses AI to deliver relevant content at just the right time. You guessed it, automatically. With KV Core, you'll never be wondering where your next deal is going to come from. You can generate leads for free with 20 plus built-in tools like landing pages, squeeze pages, social media marketing, and more. Have more money than time? We'll handle the lead gen for you. The KV Core Marketplace can deliver a steady stream of cost-effective leads to build your pipeline the easy way. And with KV Core, you'll keep those hard-earned prospects searching with you, thanks to a customizable IDX website with a portal-like home search experience. All of this in one system backed by an experienced tech partner to support your success. KV Core makes it possible. Agents, stop juggling logins. Empower your business and streamline your life today with KV Core.
Awesome.
So I don't know how many of you guys are using KV Core right now, but it's amazing. Even since I've been here, I actually got a lead. And then anybody who wants me to prove that to you, I could show you while we're here. Just ask me to just show you that. But it's pretty impressive if you guys set it up right and what it does for you. It's catering to all the people's homes and their values, and it's just doing all sorts of wild stuff behind the
Awesome.
scenes.
And we actually brought in, and I'm sure some of you went to some of the breakouts this morning for KV Core. There's 2 more this afternoon. Make sure you get to those to learn everything that there is to know about growing your business through using that as a really, really strong tool. So, awesome. So, next thing, I'm gonna advance here. Oh, I'm gonna go back. So in November, we did a corporate roundtable, and this was the first time that we really did a corporate roundtable. And what was so cool about it is all the Michigan people that came to Hudsonville to the Pinnacle Center, and we live streamed it down to Florida. And Daryl and Michelle hosted the same exact event at the same exact time in Florida in his office. And it was such a big success, you guys, that we decided that we're gonna do that 2 more times this year. So the dates are April 12 and October 11. We're gonna do live stream corporate roundtables again this year. And we're going to open it up to more of the offices where you might choose, Rennie, for your office just to do your office in your office. We're going to be doing it at the Pinnacle Center, but it's going to be live stream, so you can do it in your office. Up north, you guys can do it in your office. Florida, you guys can do it in your office.
One of the things we do recognize at City2Shore, and one of the things as leadership that we believe in, is togetherness. We're not a brokerage firm that's all online based. We believe in coming together as people, and that's why how we're kind of rolling it out when these roundtables is it's only going to be to the brokerages directly. So if Daryl, it's not like all his agents are going to be able to be in their offices. It's going to be, we want everybody to be together.
Yeah.
And if you can make it to the Pinnacle Center, we'd love that.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to fly up from Florida and come to the Pinnacle Center, you're more than welcome
we would
to.
love that. Yeah.
But you can hold it in your office and live stream it there. So we're super excited to be offering that. Watch for those events to come out, and you'll be able to register probably the same way we did it last year, where you can actually go in and register for free. The reason that we have a registration for those guys is because we typically have food when we do those events, right? So we have to plan for that, and we really need to know how many people are coming. So when you see those things come through, register right away if you're going to be there, because it really helps us a ton.
Yeah.
So.
But that's not to say that if you have an agent that you are recruiting and you want to drop them in last minute, definitely reach out.
Bring them in,
it's
yes.
definitely important for us to have people.
And with that, just as you say that, those are a huge recruiting tool to have those events. So,
absolutely.
if you have another agent friend that works at a different company and you know that they would benefit more being at City2Shore, those type of events are really, really good to bring them to.
Absolutely.
Awesome. So, good. Next thing I want to talk about is the luxury and lifestyle brand. This is brand new this year.
I would say I was probably one of the biggest critics when we
He
started talking
was.
about that. I see no point in having it at one point in time. I was like, why are we putting so much energy into these luxury lifestyle brands when we have a brand that we can use?
So what changed your mind?
I had a client that they are on the higher, they like the nicer things in life, right? They're even the one that's not even concerned about price as much as they are image and how things look. Mm-hmm. I realized a brand like this would have sealed the deal a little bit more for me, for sure. And just kind of, they wanted to feel special, right? They didn't want it just to be the normal brand. They wanted to see that was being held at like a higher level, a little extra care. And Kellen's going to help us with that.
Yeah,
So
and Kellen is teaching a breakout session tomorrow. And with that, what he's teaching is actually the luxury certification that you can get through City2Shore. And there's several steps to that, but if you go to his breakout session tomorrow, that's just one of the things in the steps to get your luxury certification.
Yep.
So make sure you head to
So
that.
the overall goal for the luxury brand, lifestyle brand, is just to try to elevate it to a higher level all around when it comes to negotiating how you handle it and everything. So
Yeah, he's got a lot to teach him tomorrow.
You're going to learn a lot.
Yeah, awesome. And then we have a brand new announcement. Nobody's seen this except for if you've been down to the expo, you've probably seen that U-shaped table in the center with merchandise. We have a brand new merchandise website you'll be able to access it from the City2Shore website and from the Drive website. And you can go on there and purchase City2Shore merchandise. Now, the cool thing about it, we've had a site like this for a long time.
Absolutely, yep.
But I think the same merchandise was on there for like 2 or 3 years.
It's hard to keep up. It takes a lot of energy, a lot of work to keep up a site when we decide to go forward with a system. So we realized that there was a need for a better system. We all know we're all wanting merch, right? I mean, that's the kind of the coolest things. It's been really hard to get your hands on it. Where is it coming from? Where is it shipping? I think one of the coolest things, and this one too, is it'll ship directly to wherever you put into it, and that's really nice. And we found a company that actually does really high quality items, not junk that you can buy and the stuff just goes in the garbage. Some of it might be a little on the expensive side, but you're getting
Very
quality
good
products,
quality.
and that's kind of what we're looking for,
Yeah.
and we're kind of mimicking some of.
And the other cool thing about it is it's going to be updated every season. So every 3 months, you're going to see new merchandise come on there. We'll be adding to, taking away products that maybe don't sell that great,
Right.
And things that for the season and stuff like that. We'll be adding things like good closing gifts and stuff like that.
Yep.
So yeah.
And it
so
does
check
help
that
us
out.
a ton when we're making decisions. Knowing what you guys want.
Yeah.
That helps us a ton because sometimes we shoot at the hip of like what we think that people want and what we're.
There's something you want, send me an email.
Yeah.
That helps
let us
me
know.
a lot.
It helps a ton. Yeah, absolutely. Be vocal.
Awesome. You want to talk about it?
Yeah, so to put an event on like this, it costs a lot of money, right? It takes a lot of time, money, effort, booking these rooms. So we couldn't do it with our vendors. Make sure that you guys say thank you to them for being here. It's definitely an honor to have them here, and just they're all in the book. Take your time just to spend a little time, get to know them. That's why they're here. That's why they pour into our company, is because they want to get to know you guys. They want to build relationships with you guys. And just give them that opportunity, because you never know once you start to talk with somebody a little bit what they can offer you.
Awesome, awesome. And speaking on the topic of vendors and sponsors, they're all listed in the book, but who was at the networking event last night? Did you guys have fun? Yeah. Was that awesome? Woo! We need to thank Northern Mortgage for that, because they were the sponsor for that networking.
Tim Aduna, yeah.
You guys stand up so we know who you are.
Stand up.
Awesome. There's Tim back there.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
That was so much fun. We just had a blast getting to know each other more last night. It was so much fun, and we thank you guys for being a part of this. We really, really appreciate it. In addition to that, we have a bunch of gold sponsors for the event, and I'm gonna read them. They're in the book, but I'm gonna shout out to, and if I read the name of your company, I want you to stand up. So, Pillar to Post. Are they in the room? There's Pillar to Post back there, thank you. West Michigan Community Bank. Somebody in the room from West Michigan? Well, let's thank them anyway, I don't see them. Sun Title, where's our Sun Title people? Right there, awesome. Right, and then Straight Path Wealth Management. There they are back there, thank you, thank you. Churchill Mortgage. They're back over there, awesome, awesome. I3 Business Solutions. Thank you so much. And Lake Michigan Credit Union. Right back there. Thank you, gold sponsors. We really, really appreciate you. Well, we had one really special diamond sponsor, and we really, very thankful for them. And our diamond sponsor this year is First Community Mortgage, Sarah Kelly with First Community Mortgage. And you know what? I could say they're newer to our area here, but there are a lot of loan officers that have went to First Community Mortgage, and you might have worked with them when they were at a different company, and now they're there.
Absolutely.
And here's the thing, I can't really say enough about them, but we have a really cool video.
Absolutely.
So why don't you run that video for us?
Hey everyone, my name is Keith Canner, CEO of First Community Mortgage, and we're excited to be a sponsor of the first annual City2Shore Real Estate Convention. When I looked at your motto and I saw "We'll take you anywhere," I was really thinking about our expansion into the Midwest. And I know our team is ready to support you anywhere you go in 2023. So I wish you all the best, and I hope you have a great convention. Thank you.
We're super excited to introduce the high-class professionals that we have at FCM. We have the best loan officers in town, hands down. And then you give them a platform like FCM has with very liberal underwriting, awesome programs, some of the best fees, and I think we just have a winning combination here. So we're really excited for this weekend and to introduce ourselves to all of you.
What is my why? My why is my family. I have 4 teenage boys at home with very impressionable minds. It's extremely important for me to lead by example and show them the importance of service before self. Additionally, they all play travel sports, hockey, baseball, football, basketball, and as you might know, that's not cheap, so that's a secondary motivation to keep me every day.
Know all about that.
What makes me a great loan officer? I'd say that I care more than others. It's important to understand that this is a relationship business, and customer service is at the forefront of this. In developing a relationship with not just the real estate agent, but with that borrower, and making sure that they feel comfortable and they understand the process thoroughly is one of the most important parts of the process. I believe that I deliver that with a lot of care and intention.
I think West Michigan is special because of the people. People are so friendly in this city. You can ask anyone for help. The people that have made it big are reinvesting. It's growing. It's changing every single year. People want to come here. People thrive, excel. It's one of the greatest cities in the world.
Me llamo Alejandro. Soy un loan officer aquí en el área de Gran Rapids. Trabajo para First Community Mortgage. Llevo un año. Soy un padre de una hija de 16 años y soy un esposo también. Again, my name is Alejandro Cruz. I work for First Community Mortgage, and I am a loan officer. I joined the team roughly about a year ago. I am a husband and a father as well. What I like about being a loan officer is making the dream of buying your home, building your own home as well, and being an immigrant, I know how important it is to help others, and I'm very proud to be able to make that happen for our families.
So before this, I worked in healthcare. I was a licensed physical therapist, and it takes a lot of time to listen to people and not treat everybody the same way. If they want to save money, or if they want to get their house paid off quicker, or things like that. I think listening to their goals and listening to what they want out of their home purchase is really important, and kind of figuring out that puzzle is pretty fun.
You might have caught me on some different social channels, goofing around with my wife or talking about mental health, being highly empathetic. Because I think it's extremely important to continually be visible. It's how we create and build the relationships that we're all looking for here. So it's exactly why I joined FCM. They give me the ability to be me.
We both have a really good understanding of what is important to, at the end of the day, what we're working towards, or, us helping clients, or us, working with real estate agents. Sometimes we might be away from the family, or we might have to, go do things on odd hours or what have you. But at the end of the day, we know that, we're helping somebody else's family at the same time, which is really huge for us. But then at the end of the day, it also is rewarding for us too, so.
I think it's great because Ed loves to do the number crunching. He loves to build those relationships with clients. And I really like to do I always say the ribbon on top. I like to do the closing gifts, the social media posting, engaging and meeting with realtors and growing the business piece. So I feel like we work off one another in that sort of business sense.
Hi, City2Shore. I just wanted to say thank you again for having us as your diamond sponsor this year. I know there are many of you that I cannot wait to meet this year and hopefully work together, of course. But I just wanted to say how excited I am to join First Community Mortgage and get in front of you all. I hope we have a great convention. I'm excited to catch up with all of you. And here's to a very, very successful 2023.
Let's give them a huge round of applause. Thank you so much, you guys. Go ahead.
So you all know that the most important thing in life is we have to have mentors, people we look up to. So on a franchise side, we never franchised before.
No.
So we had no idea what we were doing. We were diving into something that we were kind of clueless about. So, we went to a franchise convention that typically people only go to when they're 5 years into it, right? It was like drinking out of a fire hose for me. I went to Shelley and Steve's room and I was like, my brain just hurts. It was so bad. But we met somebody there. His name is Art Coley.
Yeah.
And he is definitely dear to us here at City2Shore. We wouldn't be where we are as a franchise company if it wasn't for Art. So here's a video, Bob.
All right.
Let me sit.
Right here. They're going to be playing a video of Art. And Steve and Art can come up while this is happening, so.
Hello, my name is Art Coley. I'm the founder and CEO of CGI Franchise. Through the recruitment operating system, we call it ROS, we help franchise companies build and maintain a winning recruitment program. In fact, we've been accused of being fanatical when it comes to franchise recruitment. Just ask the people we work with. I'm pretty sure they'll tell you that the CGI franchise team is a good crazy about recruitment. And they're right. You see, there really are no heights that we won't go to help our brand partners. In fact, let me show you. We're going for it. CGI franchise family, let's go. Let's go recruit some franchises, recruitment operating system. Let's knock it out. At CGI Franchise, we are passionate and fired up about recruitment. Even at 17,500 feet, we're thinking about franchise recruitment and our brand partners. We live it, we breathe it. If you're a brand partner, you already know this. Being a great brand requires having a great recruitment program. If you want to explore taking a leap or a jump to improve your recruitment, go to our website or give me a call. Let's go to work.
Okay, I don't know. Am I good to go? Check. I don't know anything about real estate. All right, I'm a franchise guy. I just wanted to give that full disclosure. And in October 2017, I was speaking at a conference. These guys were on the front row, just like right here. And after it was over, they came up and said, "We want some help franchising." You know, I was just noticing your sign back here says a real estate franchise company. Isn't that neat? Hey, I want to do something for you guys. If you are a franchisee with City2Shore, you have your own offices now. Would you please stand up? Just stand up for a second. Okay.
There we go.
All right, so you see that right there. All right. Yeah, stay standing. Okay, yes. Cameron, stand up. Okay. And then if you are an agent and you work in one of these offices, would you stand up? Okay, look, stay standing for a second. That's the power of franchising right there. All of us in this room have one thing in common. We're all small business owners, right? I mean, the neat thing about the real estate industry is that agents, you guys aren't employees. You own your own business. You have to go out and make it happen yourself. And that makes this industry extra special. But how this would be a different conference without all these people standing up. Thank you guys.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yes. And that is, you know, the whole piece around y'all's vision for City2Shore. And our company, we were talking about this earlier, and we've talked about it many times, the brands that we work with aren't startups. We usually don't work with startup franchise companies, but you can't say no to Shelley. Does anybody know that in here, or is that just me? Has anybody else experienced that? I mean, man, I'm from Central Texas.
No joke.
You knew that. You learned that.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, she sent you a note. Next thing you know, you're resigning from your job. You're basically the first employee after the founder. I'm from Central Texas, about an hour north of Austin. Many of you would never, ever work with me in my business. My purpose for being here, thank you, Satima, right? My purpose for being here is I'm passionate about small business ownership. I opened my first business at 15, and then I found this thing called franchising that helps people have a better chance at success. Doesn't guarantee it, but if you can have a system and a process, that's why I'm here supporting Shelley and City2Shore and you guys, because I believe in small business ownership. I believe in the power of franchising. So
And really, real estate in brokerages and agents, it's really like a mini franchise.
It is.
Each agent is a mini franchise.
And I know we've got 17 minutes here because she said, I want you to get on stage and interview us and ask us a few questions. I'm like, in 17 minutes, I mean, this could be 2 hours because I'm always so fascinated with founders. And what's neat is we've got a room full of founders.
Yeah.
Because every one of you is an agent. When you made the decision to stop what you're doing and make a decision to become an agent, you founded your own company. And man, that takes a lot of courage and a lot of guts. I think the first question I just wanted to ask each one of you, and I don't know who wants to go first, y'all can pick, but you had this idea to be a franchise company in 17. Your first discovery day was January 2018, and I know Daryl and Michelle were in that. Where's Amanda? Yes, in that discovery day, and they ended up signing and becoming franchisees and opening up, I think, in that same year of 2018.
Yeah.
What does that mean to you to see that many people stand up that are now part of the City2Shore collective and universe that wouldn't be part of it if you guys hadn't said, we want a franchise? Who wants to go first?
I guess I'll start just from my heart too. Is, you know, my wife and I's story. You know, we were working together, husband and wife combo, in the basement of our home, and life was really good. Life was very, very, very good. And you know what? But I think at the end of the day, though, there's more than just working in the basement and just working for ourselves. And as a franchise company now, really, we looked at it as there's so much opportunity for, serious, none of you were around when we started in 2004, or I started in 2004, right?
Yeah.
2004. I knew some of you, but I didn't know. But we just started looking at this, and it's not about us anymore. We're in the basement of our house. It is not about us. And yeah, we still work hard and all that, but as we start branching out, and we don't really, as our goal too, me and my wife, Shelley, we do not want all of these offices for me. This is for you. Even some of you today might be sitting in the room going, man, I would love to have my own. And we do all have our own. But at the end of the day, like just knowing like, man, it's just such a neat example to see like, man, this is like Daryl moved down to Fort Myers, Florida. He's from Kentwood area. Jeff has got a brand new office in Allendale. That's a beautiful thing. And so that's just something, that's our quick story from us. It's not about us. We want to be able to help and see you guys thrive. Even as agents, we want to see you thrive as agents and broker owners. So that's kind of stepping back.
Yeah.
You know, I guess absolutely. That's kind of like when we started, we were like, man, this is, otherwise, you know, Shelley and I, we talked about this like, what if we never would have done this? What if we would have just stayed in the basement?
We would have been fine.
Fine.
Would have been super boring though.
Shelley, what does that mean to you, seeing the folks stand up here and having, you know, being a franchise company today and the manifestation of that dream and vision?
Yeah, like it warms my heart actually. Like it's right down here. Mm-hmm. We had a breakfast this morning and we just had all the franchisees in there having breakfast and had a chance to talk to each one of you individually and tell you how much you mean to me personally. And if I could do that with every agent here, to let you know how much you guys mean to me personally. I love you guys.
And I think too is there's so much more for you and your friends. And I think even some chairs.
There's some empty chairs. We need to fill them, guys.
There's some people that I can see their lives being changed through City2Shore.
Yeah.
In the future. That's where, it's not just our own little Hudsonville office. I mean, we could be fine just there too, right? We could set our own little Frody brokerage, right? But that's not who we are. But man, there could be more like, and there's more talks later, other ones, but at the same time, that's what's exciting for all of us. So it's all of a bigger picture, I guess.
Rennie, you were the first agent, right, to join. Mm-hmm. Many of the folks there probably know that story, but you know, what does that look like for you? Where is your head? What's going on in your mind when you see that in the room in this your first conference?
Yeah. You know, I have to give the credit to God first, right? So for me, it was being obedient to what God had on my life. My life at that moment when I got into real estate was not easy. I was in a manufacturing facility, hated every minute of being in there. My wife can tell you, it affected even our marriage at one point because I was just so miserable doing what we were doing. So then God put it on my heart that I got to go live off of McDonald's wages. And if I had to go work at McDonald's, I got to do it, right? And 2008, 2009 hit, so I started asking around church, like, hey, I need somebody to sell my house. And that's when I met Steve and Shelley. At that time, they were going to start a property management company, and that's why I got my real estate license, but it didn't take too long to realize that I wanted to sell real estate, and that was kind of my gig and what I wanted to go after. So, you know, when I see other people, even other people that, you know, I've gotten into real estate and where they're at today, I think it's about life change. You know, you see a lot of people these days and you go work at manufacturing and they'd tell you, in my world, they'd tell you on a Friday that you're working on Saturday morning and you're like, I got things with my family, that's my priority. And they're like, well, too bad, if you want a job and provide for your family, you're gonna be here. And real estate gives you that flexibility and that freedom and to do the things that you wanna do and to be there. So to me, that's where what it means to me is like bringing people in, changing their lives to where they have that flexibility and freedom, absolutely. And having that togetherness, you know, doing it together, because it's scary jumping in. As an entrepreneur, it's same thing with like having you in our corner when it comes to franchising. We don't know what the heck we're doing. I mean, we're learning, we're blazing trails. It's the same thing when you're a real estate agent jumping in, you're like, I don't know what you're doing. The only thing you can have is people that care about you, that's done it, has gone before you, and following them.
Mm-hmm.
Last night at the social, you were asking about that earlier. I got to meet a few of you, and it was interesting hearing stories. Right, I heard, things about 2022 where some of you had record years. Some of you in the room had your either one of, if not your best year last year. There was also the other side of the coin, talking to some of you who didn't have a good year and might be struggling a little bit. So I talked to some new people that are, waiting for that first transaction. Mm-hmm. Does everybody remember their first transaction? Oh, how sweet that is, isn't it? Right? And then you can get number two, and then you can get number three, which is what makes it. You're right. So unique about everybody here being small business owners, and maybe looking for that spark or that thing here at the conference, and having some conversation with somebody that just might reach down and touch that soul, touch that heart, and give us a little bit of inspiration to, get back out there and not quit, because small business ownership is tough. Mm-hmm. Would y'all agree?
Yeah.
Definitely. Yes. Could I get an amen?
Yeah. Amen.
I'm from Central Texas. That's the Bible Belt. All right. So we could even pass the offering plate here in a little bit. Right? But Baylor University is just right up the road from you. That's thick stuff around there. But you, what would you say? When we're thinking about moving forward, right? I mean, we know we learn from the past, we plan for the future, we've got to live today where we are right now. But just, Shelley, do you want to share maybe a little bit of kind of what you see City2Shore, and maybe it even, if, one thing you said, we got some empty seats, maybe next year we're in the same room again and it's a little more full, and then the next year after that. But
absolutely.
Anything, you just share some of your vision and thoughts.
Yeah, we talk about that a lot. What do we want this to look like, Mm-hmm. And I think first of all, like, where we've been is making sure that all of our systems and tools and everything are in place. But what I've come to realize is they're never perfect, right?
Wait, are you really saying, is that because perfection is just a spot we're reaching for? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, we're reaching for perfection, but we never actually get to perfection, right?
Right.
So we're always striving to be better and have our systems and tools be better. But at the same time, I think we're at a point where we just need to run.
I agree.
We need to take off. And you've told us we've had great growth for being a startup, and to be where we're at. You said earlier today that a large percentage of franchises are not even existent after 5 years of
well, to add some
franchising.
context to that, the reason our company doesn't work with startup franchises, except for Shelley, because you can't say no to her, is because it's very less than 3% of all franchise companies will ever get to 100 franchises. Less than 0.5%. Less than 0.5% will ever see 200. Only less than 20% will ever get to 50 franchises. It's very, very difficult. Mm-hmm. And so, but you guys haven't quit. I mean, 5 years later, statistically, this room doesn't even exist. We're not here. You might just you have your company-owned offices with the agents that work for you in your company-owned offices and having a meeting, but you're not having a conference.
Right, and some people would get to that point and say it's just too hard to keep going, and we're just gonna run like we are. But that's not in it for me. Like, I can't settle for that. I don't settle for that. So what I see for us is I see all of you excelling in what you're doing personally and growing personally, getting more business. I see you building a REAP line, and we've got Jeff and I have a REAP class. We're gonna talk about that. And being able to recruit people into the business and grow your REAP and earn a secondary passive income through doing real estate. I see more franchises, and when we have more franchises, that just means more and more resources that we have to be able to build our systems even better to support you guys even better. So what I see in our future is growth. So.
Anything you guys want to add about the future, something that you see or excited about?
I think, it's crazy the first time I saw a City2Shore sign that was not mine, that was humbling. And now I see them all over, and it's pretty cool. But now you see them, you go to Florida and you see them. Yeah. You see them in Manistee, you see them in Ludington. I mean, that's pretty crazy. that's what our all goal is, for you to have your sign in your seller's property, not me, for you. But I do see we have something different here, and I hear it all the time. You guys know what it is. I kind of know what it is too. But at the same time, there's something different, and we do want to. It's not just we're just going to settle and just be, we're okay. No, I mean we're not. It's not done. And even if I always say, even if something happens to me and my wife, if today something happened, this is not us, it's you. We want you to take it.
It's going to keep going.
One of you guys right now, you could be taking my spot. Just being real.
Nomination for Jim.
But I'm planning vision. It's like long-term vision. Like it's my family. Who's going to help you take your spot? I'm thinking of Keith. Who's going to take your spot when you want to step down, Keith, or whatever, or something happen? Yeah. But it's not just about me. But boy, where could it go? I guess that's what I see as our big picture of it. And it's pretty humbling when the whole story about how we connected. I don't know.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, one of my mentors, a gentleman by the name of Bud Hatfield, he founded a company called Quick Copy Printing back in the 60s. He's passed. He's in the International Franchise Association Hall of Fame, and he used to always remind me, he said, the power of franchising is the fact, he said, the only person that's ever been successful by themselves is the self-made failure. Real success, true success, right? The truth, Satima, is we do it with others. And the first time I met you guys, that was the one, and we work with a lot of private equity, we work with a lot of corporate entities in franchising, and sometimes they lose that spirit a little bit. They forget that everybody in this room is part of that City2Shore community and helping. I mean, it would be endless, right? It would take hours to just think about all the contributions that have been made from people in this room. The Kellens and the Jeffs and the Craigs and the Loris and the on and on and on. I mean, certainly not excluding you guys, and the franchisees and the agents that were there with y'all in the beginning, and their feedback and contribution or some good idea that came along. You thought, man, we could do that. Now it's become part of the City2Shore system. You really have built a community. I'm just from the outside looking in. Kudos to you and kudos to all of you guys for doing that. Any, thing that you want to share here before our clock runs out and the guys start yanking me off stage?
I'd say the only thing is you're only as good as the people you're around, right? Yeah, I mean, it's about, it really is about you guys, and everything's about, right? Like the community that you're around. Because anybody, like you said, life at the end of it, I know a lot of people that are very wealthy, have a lot of money, right? And it doesn't mean happiness at all. Money doesn't equal to happiness on any level. It's about building people, growing people. I've always had a vision when I'm older, when it's like having a room with like a bunch of highly successful people, and it doesn't always mean money. It might mean somebody that's a missionary or somebody that, like one of our franchisees is actually on a mission trip right now, and I think that's just the most amazing thing in the entire world. It's elevating yourself, like Satama says, to a whole nother level. It's not just being like, oh, I'm okay with just one of the biggest, I think, is garbage is everybody trying to live till retirement, live to die. And you're like, what's the point? What's the point? Like, just do stuff. Like I don't get the live to die thing.
I'll share a quick story too. Is when we first started as well, and actually my coach Carla is in the back here. I see her. First time I met her was yesterday in person. But when we first started City2Shore, who are we? Who are we? What is this? And so Shelley and I sat down and we had to figure out who we are. And so that's where the creed came from. And Miss Carla back here, she helped us go through that. But when we really look at that creed, some of you have no idea what it's about, but look it up. I know it was played earlier, but just that's who we are. And if you know of even someone that's going, man, they need that. And there's a lot of people that need that and they want that. And so that's really set the tone who we are. And I just want to make sure we highlight the creed. No matter what you do, whatever when you leave here, or even today, or when you leave here, when you're meeting with a client or you're meeting with a friend, or just remember that. That's kind of what I want to share, I guess.
Yeah. I'd say the thing I don't want people to forget too is don't be afraid to fail. I think a lot of people are scared to fail, and I think it's one of those things where you learn from your mistakes, and you keep pushing hard, and you keep doing things. You know, to sit there and say that City2Shore and we haven't made mistakes is totally false.
Right.
We have made some mistakes, and you grow and you learn from it, and you just keep being better, failing forward, right? Like you're constantly just grinding to be the best, right?
Well, I know we're wrapping up. Beautiful. Amen, Rennie. It's Anthony, isn't it? Which office do you, stand up for a second, Anthony. Which office are you in? Granville. So this guy, Anthony, right here, came up to me just a second ago. Can I share this? Am I putting you on the spot? I am putting you on the spot. Aren't I? There's just cameras on Anthony. I love it. So, do you mind? Thank you. There's Anthony had said, you know, maybe someday I could be a franchisee. He was just saying, you know, maybe that could be years down the road. And Jay Capozzoli, where's Jay? Jay standing up over there. How many of you guys know that guy right there? I understand a lot of you have known him over the years. And Jay's heading up the recruitment for franchisees for City2Shore. And so, Anthony, there's the guy to talk to about that. I just want to close with this because I know I'm heading back to Texas this afternoon. And I know some of you, but most of you I don't know. And I may never talk to you or be it unless I get invited back next year, or maybe you don't have to invite me, I'll just show up next year at your conference. But what I want to say to you is this, or ask you this first question. How many of you would it be important to increase your business in 2023 50% or double your business? Does that matter to you? Right? And it's not about the money or the transactions, but if you're a small business owner and you don't have something around sales growth and profit growth and making your business worth more, then you probably need to be having another conversation with somebody. This might not be for you if that's not somewhere in the equation. Not for that sake, but because there's a bigger why behind driving why you would do that. And this, if y'all will allow me, would y'all stand up with me for a second? Would y'all please stand up just for a second? I'll tell you a little preview of the session with Satima coming up. Wow, we got a little dose of that this morning, and I needed it. I'm better today because of that. This is two things that I've learned in small business ownership. Number one is don't quit. If you quit, you can't get, nothing's going to happen. And the second one is don't take yourself so seriously. Have a little bit of fun. It's okay. So I'm wondering right now if y'all would help me spell out all in and show that we're all in by spelling. Would y'all help me? Like, so if I say, give me an A, what would you say? A. Is that all you got? Okay, but does y'all get it? And then we'll say all in and make some noise, see if we can get security out here, and then I'll be done and get off. Give me an A. A. Give me an L. L. Give me an L. L. Give me an I. I. Give me an N. N. What's that stand for? All in. We all in? Yeah. All right.
Thank you so much.
I hope that was what you wanted.
That was awesome.
All right, love you, man. Steve, thank you guys.
All right, good job, man. Thanks.
Done?
Yeah, we're done. You can go up. Yep.
Hello. Ah, there I am. Hi, guys. What's going on? Everybody ready? All right, so a couple things that I took down from last panel was that most of you are looking to increase your business this year. Yeah? Yeah. Yes? Yes. Okay, I don't know what happened to the all-in energy, but let's try that one more time, okay? So what I heard was that you guys were looking to increase your business this year. Is that correct? Yeah. How about learning from some of the top producers at City2Shore? You guys in for that? Yeah. Oh, good, because if you said no, I didn't know what I was going to do for 30 minutes. So with that, I'm going to introduce your three panel members. First of all, my name is Vandana Bhalla. I am a broker owner in Las Vegas, Nevada, so I come from Sin City. And we have about 650 agents in our office. I am one of the corporate brokers and a top producer. I also am a team lead, and so shameless plug. At 2 o'clock, we're doing a productive team breakout session right here in this room, so don't leave. 3 o'clock. 2 o'clock is Mr. Rutherford, which is also going to be a great breakout. So with that, let me introduce Jamie Fellows-Garno. I mean, when you hear the production from this woman, I could probably learn a couple things from her as well. Have a seat, Jamie. Mansingh, Gurung, where are you at? Come on up. Super impressed with this guy. Very humble, talked about how many transactions he did in less than, 2 years? I'm gonna let you get into that. And he's just like, yeah, I only did blah, blah, blah. Just wait. And then, last but not least, Nicole O'Keefe, come on up. Oh, she's got some fans in here. Nicole has some fans in here. All right, we're all mic'd up. I think you guys are all on. Everybody do a test. Testing.
Test.
Whoa, sweet. I know, it's really cool, right? When you figure out that there's a bunch of us, like we're loud. All right, so I'm gonna ask you guys really quickly to just introduce yourself, who you are, how long you've been in the business, and how many sides you did in transactions last year. I'm gonna start with you, Nicole.
I just started my 4th year, December 6th, with Amanda at City2Shore Prestige. Last 2022, I did 16 transactions.
Nice.
Yes. Do you want what was the second part?
That was it. That was
it. All right.
Who you are, how long you've been in the business, and
That's me.
do you want to add anything about you personally?
Sure, I like to talk about myself.
Just remember, we have 27 minutes. We have a little bit more. We have a little bit more time than Art did, but yeah.
Born and raised in Vancouver, Canada. Moved here about 10 years ago. Was a stay-at-home mom for most of that time until I met Amanda, and here we are. I love what I do.
Awesome. Yeah. Fantastic. All right, Mansingh.
Mansingh Gurung. My name is Mansingh Gurung. Work in City2Shore Foundation over at Kentwell location. Started real estate over 2 years now. Kind of brand new. I think I did 25 sales last year. Over 8 million.
Come on. Yeah, for 2 years in the business. Let's talk about that.
Thank you.
Not bad for a newbie.
Yeah. We're still learning. Still doing the training. It's still It's a long way to go. Yeah.
I mean, just imagine when you have all those bullets in the gun, you're ready to go. Like, right? You kind of talk about, I'm still learning. You're doing great. Jamie.
Jamie Fellows-Garno. This is my 23rd year as an agent, but 24 years in the industry. I was an assistant for 1 year. And I did 148 transactions last year.
Wow.
I know, it doesn't even seem real.
Well, it was funny when she said that. I was like, you put a 1 in front of the 48 by accident. She was like, no. And so I'm going to ask you to actually get into that really quickly. Sure. Where does your business come from? Because 148 transactions, I mean, most people consider that, especially in West Coast, like in Vegas, they're like, you must have an REO account. But that's not true at all.
No,
Okay, so let's hear it. You guys want to know, right? Yeah, me too.
I mean, sphere of influence is always, number one. A lot of repeat clients and referrals from my sphere of influence. And then I just do a lot of Facebook marketing. I do mailers, kind of the basics, honestly. But I think the key is just being consistent. Like I consistently nail the same mailing groups. I consistently keep Facebook updated with new things. And I think the consistency is really what is the game changer.
Yeah, so similar to what Art was talking about earlier too, is don't quit.
Right.
I mean, a lot of people get into this business and they're like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna start mailing. And then after 2 months of not getting a single thing, they're like, that's it, I'm done, I'm trying something new, right?
Yeah, and that's not enough time for the name face recognition, because that's really what you're looking for. It's not so much the content, it's them thinking your name and thinking real estate.
Yeah.
And it takes multiple times for them to actually know that.
Yeah. So one of the things that I did when I was in, when I first started real estate is I got my name and my picture on a billboard. And I did that for 6 months. And I got 0 deals out of it, by the way, 0. But every single time I talked to a client, it was like, I saw your picture on a billboard. I'm like, yeah, you did. Right? Because it's that consistency. Yeah. It's the name recognition, the face recognition. It's being able to say, I own this city.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Sweet. All right, same question. Do you remember it? Where's your business come from?
It's more is like, I think, I don't know if you guys familiar with that, but there is, I think 5,000 or 6,000 people from my community. That's from my back country, Nepal. So I was actually, before my broker, the Dustin Emerson, I don't know if you guys know him, but he was my realtor before. And I got all of my people from whoever's come to me, I just refer to him. And he goes like one day, why don't you get your own license and help your community, And I realized that and I was like, yeah. I should start doing that because there's no many realtors in my community to help in our community too. And then I was like, yeah. And then I got my license at 2020. I was at a COVID time. I was doing a part-time that time too. And then, yeah, I mean, coming back to your questions. Yeah, I mean, most of them, it's coming from my community, and also it's a referral. Networking is the key, right? Build a good relationship with your client. Try to follow up with them every details. That's really matter. And taking care of clients and always work on your client interest. That's the main key too. I just want to mention one thing real quick here. It's just a 2 years course. I just noticed some of the things that when we have a house under contract and when we go for the inspection time, right? Just be honest with your client. If that is something that you don't want it to give the house to your client, that is something wrong with the house, just be integrity. Always be honest with them, right? As that is no, right? I see some of the real. I don't want to put the name up there, but I see some of the realtors out there like.
Kidding, don't.
It's like they just wanted to get a deal, right? Because no matter what, the house is in the bad shape or it need a lot of work needs to get done. They just want to get a deal done. That's if you go that route, that's not gonna go a long way.
That's perfect.
So it's just if it is bad shape, just be integrity, honesty. That's gonna get you more client.
Yeah.
You can go the long way. I just want to share that thing.
No, you're right. Because then your clients trust you.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they know you're always going to tell them the truth, and that's really important.
That's really important in this business. So real estate is not like the fast business that you can get like, oh, I want to get that, 30 deals, 45 deals per year, like the other person did. It just takes time, and then be consistency with your clients to do what you do. Dedication, that's really brings more motivate to yourself in business. I would say.
Yeah, I always tell the agents on my team that it's important for us as real estate agents to tell the truth about all the good stuff, tell the truth about all the bad stuff, and to tell the truth about all the ugly stuff. Because we'll face it, right, throughout the transaction. If we do that, our clients will trust us more, and they know that we're never gonna, we're here fighting for them, and we'll always tell them the truth, and we will help them get past whatever.
You might get like a couple of deals, right? It says, okay, if you sold that house in the bad shape, you might get with that deal, but it's gonna come back to you.
Correct.
It's gonna come back to you, and then I'm pretty sure you're gonna lose a lot of deals and the clients. So that's the main key in consistency, integrity, I would say.
Yeah, no commission breath, right? You guys heard of that before? Don't have commission breath because your clients can sense it, they can feel it, they can smell it. So you don't want to. That's not the way that you want to approach any transactions. Okay, Nicole. Do you remember the question?
Yes, I do remember the question. When I started, my strategy was you need to own your backyard. Because I'm not from here, I don't have Uncle Bob or Auntie Jen to get that start going for me. So I believed in literally my backyard. I started with my neighborhood and I dominated with my neighborhood and truly just the community around me. And then from that, that takes a couple of years. I also, 2020 I started, so it was a rough start, but just keep grinding, like you just talked about, being authentic to who you are, do what you say you're gonna do, and just don't quit. And once you find that small space to start, then you can kind of grow and change your strategies. But yes, for me, it was owning my backyard and self-promotion.
Perfect. So one theme that I'm seeing across the panel here is that there's no secret agents here, right? Those of you who've gotten in the business just recently, and I've talked to a few of you during lunchtime, where you just started 4 months ago. And I think the key, what I'm hearing here is do not be a secret agent. Let people know that this is what you do, right?
100%.
Find your niche and don't quit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. All right, so my next question was gonna be about CRMs, but we already know. What's the CRM here?
KV Core.
KV Core. So would you guys like to hear how they're utilizing KV Core to help them in their business? Yeah, I do too. Talk to me about that. Like, what's going on with KV Core? You guys just recently turned over to KV Core, so talk about that. Like, how are you utilizing it to get more clients and to keep the clients that you have?
Sure. I think, first of all, there's so much more to learn. I definitely don't feel confident in KV Core at this point. So I'm glad that there's some continuing education to kind of teach me some new things. But the drip campaigns, which I used in the past too, are kind of critical. And we've had some different speakers talk about that. And again, that goes back to consistency. Like, you need those drip campaigns to keep your face in front of these people. And I think that, what's important is if you meet somebody at lunch and they talk about maybe wanting to buy in 5 years, as long as you have their contact information, start them on a drip campaign. Like, you're leaving so much out if you're not consistently adding people to your contact management, because you might not even realize the drip is going to them, and 2 years later they call you back and they're ready to go and they're like, thank you for following up with me all these years. I'm finally ready to buy. And you're like, who is this? You're like, yeah, no problem. So, I mean, again, consistency, adding that to it, creating, there's some really great already scripted things on KV Core that you can use, but then you can also tweak it to kind of fit what your speaking style is so that it seems more authentic instead of just like computer garble or however you want to say it. But I think that to me is huge, just having a database to follow up, having all the different, so like when it's Veterans Day, I have a category. So you make sure to contact those people in whatever way you want to because they're veterans, and then you can honor that. Get as much information right up front that you can, and I actually have in my file where there's different categories, and then I check them. And so when my assistant grabs a file, she plugs them in those categories, and it happens. So it's not rocket science once you get it set up, but it's just doing the work. You have to do it in the front end, like now when it's slower, and then it'll pay off later on.
Nice. What about you, Mansingh? How are you utilizing?
KV Core, I think I'm kind of brand new on that too. I know they recently launched this, but I haven't actually used that a lot yet. But I think it's continuous relationship. You make a relationship with your clients. It's just right now it's more like organizing an event, stuff like that, client appreciation party. And then also, like Jamie says, follow up with your past clients. It's a really matter. I think it's a really matter. It's when you wake up in the morning and just make a routine for the day, that what you need to do or what you really need to do, to follow up. Just make details that you can do it for the whole day. And then what I normally do is I just try to make a list and then follow up with the people that I some of the clients that called me like 3 months ago, 4 months ago, okay, it says I want to buy a house, I want to sell my house, right? And after that, it just disappear. And then it's very hard. It's very hard that that you can follow up back with them. But I think that's the KV Core. I think I'm going to start using that now. I'm going to get into that now. That's really going to keep your database and then build a relationship with your client and communicate with your clients, right? I think that's a great tool that we have. And then, it's just to basically follow up with the people and then make a list what you want to do for the day. And very, very, I think strictly and very responsively follow up with that. I think that's gonna help the most.
Sweet. So same for everything that's been said, but I also, I love the Property Boost feature. I use it for all my listings, and I mean, you get 15, 20 leads from that. Some of them turn out to be nothing, but some of them have turned out to be something. And the hashtags, those are probably my two favorite parts so far. I set some time, I probably maybe a couple hours a week, just doing the courses, trying to learn it, because it's a bottomless pit, really. There's so much to learn, and I think if we do it the way that it's designed to, we're all going to be rock stars. And so I'm thankful that we have the program. It's amazing. And just make it part of your day. Every single day, do something that's KV Core related, and we'll get there.
As part of like your
daily,
working on yourself.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Working on your business so that you can get in and make sure
I always
you
say,
maximize.
learn. You have to this is a business where we constantly learn. If you're not learning something new every day, you're gonna flatline.
Yeah.
So it's part of it.
Mansingh, I'm going to ask you first on your day-to-day. Like, what's your schedule look like day-to-day? I mean, you do quite a few transactions. Talk about, do you have a TC? Do you have an assistant? How do you manage all of that? And
we do have a TC in our office. She's great. Just want to shout out to her.
That's good to know.
It's very helpful. And no, I just wake up in the morning, right? I just check my emails first thing, all my work emails, and then it's kind of like I said earlier, try to make a list, follow up with the clients, and then where are the deals that are going in right now? Just to check with the deals, we check with the lenders, communicate with the title company, and then. But I mean, we're so grateful that we have a great transaction coordinator in our office that keep up the very all that data, all that transaction up to date, and I'm really grateful and thankful that we have the great people in the office. And just want to shout out to Dustin Emerson, the broker. That's a great guy to work with. Maybe some of them guys, maybe. If you think about moving to Kentwood, Dustin Emerson is a great guy.
I'm a shameless plug.
Yeah, a little plug. We're building his dream right now.
And then also, I think I just wanted to mention that I just wanted to get, it's consistently get into the office every day, just to have it, If you at least, even though you're not that busy or you don't have anything going on, just to be in the office, talk with the brokers, share ideas, it's really helpful. And also more training.
Yeah.
Yep.
So collaboration is really, I think, is key when you go into the office. It's a matter of collaboration. It's an opportunity to talk to people who are in real estate, because I think sometimes that fires people up. Like, ooh, I want to be doing that. What can I do? Maybe even cold calling while you're in there. I mean, there's so many opportunities. So get into the office is
get into the office.
Day.
That's what I do. I go to office pretty much every day. Use our all of the resources, the tools that we have. Learn yourself, educate yourself. That's what I normally do. Like my normal routine is go to office, try to learn more things, discuss. Get with your broker, and then probably go out for sewing at afternoon or in the morning. Couple sewing going on, and make a list, and just consistently just learning. I think it's learning is more key. I think it's the main key.
Nice. Very cool. I'm going to go to you, Nicole, on the day-to-day schedule.
Yeah, one of the hardest things for me to figure out was balance, because when you starting something new, you just, for me, I needed to win. I had to be a rock star. So I had to learn how to set up a system that was more about balance, not me just waking up in the morning and reaching for my phone and checking what I have going on that day. So I have 3 kids, and so they're 15, 12, and 11. So they still need me in the morning. So for me, I get up, I take care of myself physically, with stretching because I have to, because everything hurts.
Yeah, amen, yeah.
Seriously. And then it's mom time. It's mom time, so me time, mom time, and then it's work time. And then I sit down. I have an office at City2Shore. I have an office at my home. And it's truly sitting down, starting the day. I do the same thing every day ever since I was little. I write a to-do list every morning. Sometimes it's the same thing as the day before. Something as simple as check in with 2 people, check in with this one person. But I write a to-do list every single morning, and I try to schedule certain things throughout the day. I try to make sure that I schedule something for me, something for my family, and something for my work. And then everything else just falls into it. My team sent, I think, when did we do this? In the summer, an award. They gave me the silliest award, and my award was too busy to receive this award.
I love it.
I love it. A balance, but again, it's about that.
I'm writing that down. That's happening next year for sure. I love it.
Yes. So that's kind of my routine, which of course you can't always do when you have kids and life and all of that kind of stuff. But if you can stick to those core pieces and take care of yourself, take care of your family, and then take care of your people, your clients, your lenders, your relationships, then it falls into place. And if you're on the right seat on the bus with where you're working, that's huge for me.
What does that mean?
Well, I was super blessed to have met Amanda. I feel very, very, very confident and comfortable saying I feel like half of what I've achieved is because of her and Jeff, the 2 of them, when they work together. If you have the right people in the right seat, great things can happen. And when you have an office environment that gives you the confidence to go outside your comfort zone and take the plunge and say, stop stressing out. You've got this. You've got this. And then the next thing you know, you've got this.
So a mentor, a coach, somebody for accountability is key.
Yes, and being in the office, you said that as well. Being in the office, you learn something new every day. It is constant. Just having you eavesdrop on, oh, what's going on with that deal? I'm having this problem. Oh, have you thought about that? That always happens in our office, and that's a huge piece to learning and growing. Is the mistakes of others, the successes of others, and we take it, we absorb it, and we move forward.
Yeah, nice.
Absolutely.
Day to day, Jamie.
So
you'd think that this woman would be nothing but buried in transactions, right?
Yeah, but you know what's funny is that I have such good systems in place that although I will not say there's not days that I'm like, holy crap, what am I doing? My brain's gonna explode. But for the most part, it's pretty good. And I think it comes from, number one, which is funny because even this morning, my girlfriend Angie's a mortgage loan officer, so her and I went up and we were walking at 5:30 this morning. So you start your morning, I do my devotionals, spend my time with the Lord, then I work out, I do my affirmations. Meditation I've been kind of bad about lately, but I think I'm gonna get some help with that, right?
Yep.
And just really taking care of myself first, like Nicole was saying, because there's no other time in the day to to do that. But there was a time in my life, even when I was busy, that I didn't do that, and I felt like everything was falling apart. And I was busy, but I wasn't happy. So I think really focusing your mornings, and it takes a while to adjust to waking up at 5 in the morning to do things, but once you do, the quality of life is so much better. So just really focusing and setting that goal for yourself that you're gonna get those things done, and really work hard on you and connecting with yourself and figuring out what works and doesn't. And then, obviously shower and, go into the office.
Sometimes.
Right? I mean, I do. I don't know about everybody else, but I recommend it, okay? But
Your clients will appreciate
right,
it.
they will, yeah. They don't want to smell that commission breath, so brush your teeth too. So anyway, and then, so before I go to bed at night, I always kind of make a mental list, or I have a running list on my phone of what I have to do the day before. When I leave the office, I look at that list. What do I need to do before I leave the office? When I go to bed, and then when I wake up in the morning. So I'm constantly keeping this like revolving checklist so that I can stay on top of things, because follow-up is huge. And so if you lose track of one follow-up, that's a potential client loss. So I dedicate really the first start of my morning to trying to stay on track with those like top 10 things that I have to accomplish for that day. It might be 15 things, it might be 2 things, but just hammering those out, even if it's calling a client and telling them devastating news, like just get it out of the way, don't hold on to it. So that way you can kind of take your next step and start moving through the appointments. But I've also found like block scheduling has helped me a lot. I got kind of stuck in all I did was work, and I went to my kids' games and did the things I had to, but I really wasn't taking time to schedule time for myself to do things I enjoy. So a couple years ago, I even blocked out like a portion of the day to do something for me. And I find that through that, I actually met more contacts. So inadvertently, you're working, but doing something you love. So I think just trying to manage your time and your day in such a way that you can find joy, that you can connect with God, that you can, mentor other agents who have questions, that you can still fulfill all those things while being productive. And if you start early, you can do that.
Yeah. How early do you start?
5:30.
5:30.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Real quick, we've got just 3 minutes, just a little under 3 minutes. So one last question. Fire answer. What's the one thing that you would tell anybody who's brand new or even been in the business? What's the one thing that you want them to take away from today based off of what you've got going on in your business? I'm going to have you start, Nicole.
I think I already said it. I think self-promotion is key. When I started, I was everywhere. I was putting myself everywhere, and it worked. Every open house I can get in front of, every way that I could get my face somewhere, representing someone else's listing. Just don't take this the wrong way, but sell yourself.
I just want to add one thing on that one too. So when I started in 2020, back in 2020, I was kind of like a hesitated, camera shy, get in front, sell yourself, like Nicole said. So right now, I think this market, the current situation is social media is the key, right? That's a free leads that you can get from. Don't buy a lead from Zillow. I would not recommend that.
We don't say that. We can't say that. It's the company that rhymes with pillow.
Oh, sorry about.
We don't talk badly about other
people's. There's going to be a bleep in the video.
Yeah. Okay. No, I mean, just don't buy leads. That's
100%.
But I think it's social media. It's the main key right now. That don't hesitate yourself to get in front of the camera, and sell yourself. Right.
Yeah.
That's why I'm realizing now, and I'm more focusing into that now in 2023. Try to engage more in social media, get your content, and sell yourself.
Nice.
So I think that's my focus.
Okay.
I don't know if I want to add one more thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
I just want to add one more quick thing.
We got the stage. I mean, there's only so much they
They're not going to come drag us out, right?
No, I just want to share some of my stories that how I started in the real estate. And back in 2020, that I started as a part-time real estate. I was working at full-time in the factory. Started second shifter. Most of the time, we're working the real estate I do in morning shift. And when I started in 2020, I was only thinking about, maybe I'll do like 5 or 6 deals as my part-time real estate. I'm okay with that because I have a full-time job, right? But it's good. I think I'm so grateful that I ended up with 22 deals in first year as a part-time realtor, and then the second year I've ended up with 25. But now, in October, I quit my full-time job and doing a real estate full-time.
Nice.
So it's just so I think it's just a matter of that consistency and dedication that you give. So now I'm more flexible. My schedule's more flexible. I can spend more time with my son. I can give more time with my family. I can travel a lot. Nice. And also, but yeah, I think that's, just want to share some of my stories, how I started and where I'm at right now.
Love it, love it. Jamie?
I think the biggest takeaway I feel is really important, and only because there were some agents, and I'm not gonna out them, but they were unsure about coming to this, and they're always unsure about training and what's really important. And I think that, like, looking back, when I really started investing in going to conferences and being around people who are on fire for real estate or life in general, and I started to train myself harder and push myself harder, that's when I saw the shift happen. So for anyone who might watch this later on, like, commit to doing education, commit to putting time into learning something new each year, commit to earning a new certification each year, get your associate broker's license, like, do the job. If you're in it, like, do it. What's holding you back? Why would you not come to this? You know what I mean? You have to engage with people that love and desire the same things you do. And if you don't do that, you're just missing out on so much, and you're never gonna grow. You can't just sit back in your home office going, oh, I really want one day to, like, do great things, and never do anything. Yeah. So show up.
Love it. Amen. Show up.
And Steve and Shelley didn't pay me to say that.
I did. No,
yeah, right.
So with that, that's the end of our time together, but they will be around. I will be around if you have any questions. Don't forget, I've got a breakout session. Of course, I'm going to say that while I'm up here at 3 o'clock. Come for that, and again tomorrow. Thank you so much, you guys. Appreciate it. Make sure you find them in the midst between breakout sessions so that you can pick their brains a little bit more. Thank you.
Thank you.